I'm Christina Morassi of ChristinaMorassi.com, and they call me the Heart Shot Photographer. Basically, I combine transformation work with photography to help women entrepreneurs step into and embody the heart and soul of their brand. So today I'm coming to you because Eileen Ludwig asked me to share how I created a niche photography business. So I'll share a little bit about my background, if I may. Basically, I grew up with a camera in my hands, and then ended up studying it in college, went from college to New York City and worked on high-level fashion shoots as a photographer's assistant, and was steadily building my career, and was even honored with being a part of the prestigious Surface Magazine's Young Unpublished Photographers competition that they have. And then actually things changed. I had a death in the family and it sort of altered my trajectory, and I came out to Los Angeles on a whim. And when I got out here, I really started questioning everything. And so I let photography go, actually, and I got into the healing arts. And so I sort of studied everything there was at some level, something called craniosacral therapy, polarity therapy, shamanic work, massage, Reiki. And I found out how creative these sort of sacred healing arts were. And then I also found the expressive arts. So I started getting into some ecstatic dance and some performance art, kind of theatrical improv and some writing. And I started to see how healing that could be when we fully expressed ourselves. So in this 10 years of doing the healing arts in Los Angeles, I really let go of photography. I knew I didn't want to do it in the same way. I'd been trained in one way, and that didn't feel satisfying to me anymore. So it took a while, but eventually I started wondering, and could I bring the healing work with the photography work and bring them together? And so I started experimenting. I love to experiment. And so I started working with some friends and shooting them as the divine feminine. And I would set it up as if it were a healing session. So I would set up some sacred space. I would dialogue with them to really help pull out their essence. I would help them get loosened up and in their flow. And then I would photograph them. And I found that that worked. I found that that was very satisfying to me, and I felt like I was almost creating my own art, if you will. And then eventually I actually got myself a business coach, and I was sort of asking, and we were delving into how could I bring all of my gifts together, because I had the healing work, I had the photography, I worked with essential oils, I did a lot of workshop work. And so what we came up with originally was a 2-day intensive. Basically the whole day, first day was transformation work, doing work on the inside, and then the second day was a photo shoot. So it was sort of like help someone figure out who they are on the inside, tap into their essence, and then help them bring it out. And then I had photography, show them a picture of what it looked like. So it was an incredible sort of experiment and creation. It was a pretty high price point, and so it was interesting to promote that, being a little new to business. And I did get some clients in that, but eventually people said they wanted to work with me, but did I have something a little less expensive and maybe shorter amount of time? So I came up with this offer, and it's actually been quite successful, and it's called Star in Your Own Stock Photos. Because what was happening was some of the women that I had photographed in their divine feminine were using pictures of themselves as if they were stock photos in their newsletters. And so it was like, well, that's kind of interesting. So many women entrepreneurs, and all of us really, we need a stock photo. We go to a stock photo site and we use them in our newsletters and our websites and things like that. Well, what if it's a picture of us instead doing those same activities? And so I created that offer. It gave me a little freedom so that I didn't have to just take headshots, that I could get people more into who they truly are, and to really reveal themselves. And that's really how I got the moniker, the heart shot photographer, rather than a headshot photographer, which I like very much. That feels like it really does bring everything together for me. And that was something that was important. I really knew I had all these pieces, but I wanted to know how could I integrate them as one into my own unique expression. So that's sort of what I would share with any of the photographers who might be watching this, is see if there's anything else in your life that you are also passionate about. And could you find threads of it and pieces of it to weave into your photography work? because I think that's where the world is heading. People don't want cookie cutter professionals anymore. They really want, like, who are we as individuals? What do I have to offer? I mean, really, this is a niche that I've created. I have seen some other transformational photographers out there, but nobody working quite in the way I do. And if I checked out their photographs, they generally aren't in the same vein. So what I realize is I really do help women entrepreneurs step into their brand and really embody it. Rather than it being a concept, it sort of leaps off the page at you because they're living their brand. And that's something that someone had said to me, that I bring someone's brand to life, which I thought was a really lovely compliment. So that's how I've created my niche photography business. And I invite you to keep thinking about how you might do that for yourself, because I know I feel so rewarded to have found this new way of doing photography. I definitely could not have gone back to fashion, because really that was all about the outside, right? And so now I get to do both. I get to help women tap on the inside and then also be able to bring that to the outside. And for me, that's all there is. I really love when I feel people like tapped into their truth and their authentic expression, and then when they feel brave enough and feel permission enough to be seen in that, well, that's heaven to me. So what is heaven to you is my question. And so this is Christina Morassi coming to you. If you'd like to see some of my work, you can go to ChristinaMorassi.com. It's Christina with a CH, and it's Morassi, Morassi. I'd love to connect with you on Facebook and Twitter. You can find me on my website that way as well. And I'd also love to hear what you come up with for yourself. And thank you, Eileen Ludwig, for asking me to share my story and to invite others to create their own niche photography business. Take care. Thanks.